Well, that Halloween meal was absolutely exquisite, although I don't think I can eat another fancy, as I fear if I do so, I may be sick. Would you like another bite to eat? Okay then, let's just leave it for this evening. It appears it's just us two. Goodness! Vipera Evanasca. Oh goodness, that was Malfoy casting a dangerous curse over there on us. He's hiding behind one of the tables, look. He's just run away. That boy has a serious sick obsession with me. He just won't leave me alone. I know it's Halloween and everything, but he must have broken at least 2 school rules there. It's a good thing I speak Parseltongue, otherwise both of us could have been on the menu this evening. He's a terrible person. If his dad wasn't so heavily invested within the school, I swear Albus Dumbledore would have expelled that blonde idiot years ago. It's so unfair. Anyway, let's get back to our peaceful talks, as it appears now it is just you and I in the Great Hall. Yes, no one here is going to bother us this evening. Let's take a deep breath and we can have a relaxing conversation. Just take time to spend some quality time with each other. Yeah, it's rare we get a chance to do so, because Ron and Hermione are usually hanging around with us, but it seems this evening they have ditched us anyway. Yeah, they seem obsessed with each other this year. I know. Well, actually, last night I was woken by Dobby, the elf. He snuck into my dorm and he was tickling my feet, and I simply could not get to sleep. Anyway, I still have the Marauders map on me, and I opened it up, and lo and behold, Ron had snuck into Hermione's room. It's dreadful. That boy cannot be trusted. Anyway, I don't want to talk about them this evening. They've been winding me up lately, and it seems it's only you that has brought me true happiness. I'm glad you feel the same way. Yeah, I did actually. I had a quick look at Snape's whereabouts last evening as well. It appears he spent the whole night in McGonagall's room. You wouldn't have thought it, but apparently the rumours are true. I'm not one for gossip, so let's keep this just between you and I. Amazing. Yes, we can do. I know that's what you wanted to do this evening, and there's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. I know it's one of the spells that we learnt in our first year, but it is a difficult one to master, I must admit. Don't let Hermione bring you down. She's an intellectual bully. She's a lovely girl, don't get me wrong, and she genuinely is one of my best friends. But she can make you feel terrible. And you would have thought she'd have had more tact, because obviously she's Muggle born. Anyway, yes, so was it that chant? Yes, of course. So as Hermione would say, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. That's the, if you just say it now. Yes, that sounds correct. Now watch. Wingardium Leviosa. See? Quite easy actually. Here, you have a practice. Wingardium Leviosa. Oh, well done. You did a fantastic job there. See, I knew that you had it in you. Well, I'm happy to help. Unlike others, I don't like to brag about my wizardry intelligence. And I must admit, at times I do struggle in lessons myself. It was only yesterday where I completely dropped a vial all over the floor in Snape's potion class. I made a complete fool of myself. And lo and behold, Hermione was there laughing at me. I didn't laugh at her when Draco called her another blood. Yes, he seriously called her that. He keeps calling her it, and every time she gets called it, she runs off to the girls' bathrooms crying. She's a lovely girl, but she's highly sensitive and she has no emotional intelligence. No, it's true. You sure you don't want another fancy? Come on, there you go. Yes, they are quite delicious. I just simply cannot eat anything. After all those chicken wings earlier on, I'm certainly stuffed. Yes, I do. I fear she is getting a little old, but she's still a great teacher, is McGonagall. And she has so much compassion. She can be strict at times, and I know that. But there's been several incidents over the year where she's just held my hand, not physically, but, you know, she's nurtured me throughout this experience here at Hogwarts, and without her, I don't think I would be the wizard I am today. Genuinely. I know, and people are spreading rumours about her, saying that she's past it. Well, I don't think she is. I think she's a great professor. And Albus Dumbledore has all the faith in her as well, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, because Albus Dumbledore is a great judge of character. Yes, I remember. It was years ago, wasn't it now, when we were placed into our houses. I'm so pleased that I, in the end, was allocated to Gryffindor. I was truly nervous when I thought there was a chance that I could have been housed in Slytherin. Oh, it makes me shudder to think that I could have been friends with Malfoy. Wizardry comes with great responsibility. That is definite. I know, you are a great witch. You really have excelled, and I know there's just a few spells that you need, I guess, some guidance and assistance with, and if the teachers are not going to help you out, then simply just come to me. Every night in the Great Hall, at this time it does seem to be empty, and I'm sure McGonagall has no issue with us hanging around here just for a few minutes more than the others. Yes. No worries, I am a true friend, and I don't look down on people. Not like Hermione does. No. Ron has been infatuated with Hermione since day one. He tries to play it cool, but everyone can see in his eyes he absolutely loves her. Yeah. Well, I suppose we are 18 now, aren't we? Anywho, is there any other spells that you would like to go over this evening? The Patronus Charm. Well, I must admit, even for me, that is a very difficult spell, and it took me a good few weeks to master it. I will demonstrate here how you pronounce it, but I won't cast the actual spell, because it takes a lot of mental clarity to cast the spell. It's not just about the words. No. So the way you pronounce it is Expecto Patronum. Yeah, you have a go. Expecto Patronum. Why, well done. That pronunciation was absolutely spot on. Yes, you did a fantastic job there, and you should be proud. Now, of course, we didn't cast the spell, but there is time for that. And maybe tomorrow dinner time, you and I can sneak off somewhere and we can practice together. How does that sound? Great. Yes. Oh yes, this charm is very, very useful against the Dementors. I remember a couple of years ago when I encountered the Dementors and I had that deathly kiss. Now, this is a secret, so don't be telling anyone. But actually, it was one of the most enthralling experiences of my life. Seriously, to have your spirit raised out of your body for just even a few split seconds. It was incredible. All the anxiety and stress just disappeared. But of course that is a very dangerous thing to think, which is why I have not told anybody about that. Yeah. Well, anyway, the Patronus charm is very, very very useful against them. And I haven't seen any around the school grounds this year, which is a positive. Yes, let's not. We shouldn't say his name, but I often worry that Voldemort may be back again. I don't know how many lives that man has, but it seems to be more than a cat. This must be like the 9th time he's come back. It's dreadful, and I worry about everyone here. The stress levels are already heightened with all the Death Eaters. And now, the potential for another return. It's dreadful, isn't it? Anyway, how have you been doing, personally? Well, I'm glad to hear that, because I know that you were getting bullied by that Slytherin girl. What was her name again? Oh, Hetty. She's a terrible girl. She's absolutely no style either. Have you seen her split ends? I don't like to judge other people's physical appearance, but when she's thrown around the insults like that, you simply can't dismiss it, can you? No. Yeah, she's gotten what she deserves. She should be expelled permanently. If I had my way, I'd have her expelled. She just simply cannot be bullying students. And she's like 21. She was held back like 3 years. What gives her the right? Well, I'm glad that you're in much more of a positive space right now. That's all that counts. The here and now. You and I together in the Great Hall. Just talking. Just relaxing. Practicing spells. Eating good food. And avoiding Draco Malfoy. A terrible child he is. He has miffed me this evening, and if it wasn't for you, he would have put me in a really bad mood. So I'm just glad that you are here with me. Oh, amazing. Yeah, I don't have any plans, but of course now Halloween is almost over, Christmas will be coming up. I hate that time of year. I always have to be looking out for presents from others, and I know in the past I have been gifted a lot, but I always think about my parents and how I won't spend another year with them. It's a sad time for me at Christmas. It always is. Well, you're in a similar situation as well, aren't you? You don't see your parents often, do you? No. I'm just glad I don't have to go back to the Dursleys this holiday. No, they're an absolute nightmare. All 3 of them. Petunia. Don't get me started on her. She's a terrible mother. Always spoiling her child rotten. Yes, nothing good will ever come from spoiling someone like that. It will only lead to greediness, and in the end it does them no good. Because they expect everything in the world to just be given to them. And that simply isn't the case, as you and I have been made well aware of the past few years at Hogwarts. We have to fend for ourselves. We have to stick together. And of course, that's what we will do. Yes, we could do. I'll have to ask Ron and Hermione if they want to tag along. We could have a nice little party to celebrate Bonfire Evening. Yes, that would be perfect. And we could cast some spells to light up fireworks in the sky. It's only a few days away after all. Yeah, we could bring some music. We could listen to that new Witch CD that came out. Yes, she's a really talented witch. I've bought all of her albums, and they will make for great listening at our little party. Oh, you've got me all excited now. I will double check with Ron and Hermione tomorrow, but I'm almost certain that they would want to come along. Yeah, I do feel a little bit bad about talking bad behind Hermione's Ron's back, but Yeah, I'm just stressed at the moment, and I don't really mean any of it, and you know that, don't you? Thank you. Well, I'm glad that you and I were able to catch up this evening, and I hope that practicing that spell has really helped both the Patronus and the other one. Yes, it's always good to learn how to make things levitate, isn't it? This precious pumpkin will be putting out to the patch later on to feed the rats. Yeah, once Halloween's over, at least the pumpkins do still come in useful, of course. Amazing. Well, I've enjoyed every second of it as well, and thank you for keeping me company, and I'm glad I could help you this evening. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of these treats. I might take some up to my room later on, but I fear if I do so, it will only encourage Dobby to come in even more. He's become such a nuisance lately, but after his help with the basilisk a few years ago, I simply cannot be mad at him. He just likes my company, and for that I guess I am grateful. Yeah, well, it's getting late, isn't it? Yes, tomorrow we've got potions. Then I think, yes, yeah, that's at 2 o'clock, isn't it? I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, tomorrow is a new day, that is true, and we shall take each step in our stride and do the best that we can do, and that's all we can do in life. Well, it's been amazing spending time with you this evening again, and I'm going to retire to my quarters this evening. First, I'm going to report Malfoy for that terrible spell he cast earlier on. It's just unacceptable. Anyway, night night. See you later.